Hello everybody, bienvenido a todo. Welcome to Vablut with me Vablut, and we are here back in BeamNG.Drive, and as ever we are doing a base model challenge. As you can see, I've got a Renault 21, a 1.7 base. I can't remember if this is diesel or petrol. We'll soon find out. But before we start, a reminder of where we are with the top five. So fifth is German. Opel Insignia, diesel, which I don't know how in the well. I mean, look, I'm not going that fast. I didn't even get this one beneath 11 minutes, but because I'm so slow, because these are base models, so not a particularly impressive, but you know, better than pretty much most of the other stuff I've done. And then fourth is a BMW 5 Series. There's going to be a theme. You're gonna see. This is yeah. That was a petrol. I think that was a 518. Yeah, petrol. And then there's a Skoda, the Superb, which I think was in my last video, which was actually a 1.4, yeah. And that was really surprisingly good. And then there's another BMW 5 Series, the 528, which, yeah. And then there's the only one I've ever got beneath 10 minutes, which was the last but one or last but two Generation 5 Series. That was a diesel, actually. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Diesels and petrols, they're all doing good. So we're going to start with this Renault 21. Now, this model isn't great. The interior isn't very well modeled. I'm not no shade to the person who did it because I'm guessing that you know they won't charge you money for it or anything. So it is what it is. But it looks the part on the outside. I think it has that very nice 80s look of a saloon, and I love this car. That to me sounds like a diesel. Ugh, let me just start then. No. No, that's not a diesel. It's just a clattery old engine. So yeah, you can see that the interior is kind of basic model-y. Oh, it does not have ABS. And we all know how that's going to go. I don't think there's a car in the top 5 that doesn't have ABS, so in case you're wondering. Chances are I'm going to crash this pretty badly, and this is a car from the 80s, so it's not going to handle it well if I crash it. It's going to probably break into a million pieces. So I'm going to have to be extra careful. Which means if you were alive in the days before ABS was like a requirement on cars, in Europe at least, the advice was pump the brakes. If you like need to emergency stop, pump the brakes, because that would be like, that's basically what anti-lock braking does, but it's more intelligent than just pumping them. But it basically keeps the wheels moving so that they don't lock and lose control. Because once they've locked, you're no longer in control of the car. So the idea is you pump and you unlock them frequently enough to maintain some control. So that is what I will do if I find myself careering towards a wall. And I keep crashing into the same walls over and over again when I do this. So I'm gonna try and anticipate it. And it's always annoying because I know that it's the wall, which wall I crash into all the time, and then I still end up driving down the road at silly speeds. Okay, as long as I use the analog and I don't just jam the brakes on, I can avoid locking them. It's quite a speedy car. Oh, I'm impressed with myself. I say as I'm about to smash the car into the wall, probably. Oh, I don't know. I never learn from my mistakes. Never gloat, because Never say, oh, I'm doing well, because 5 minutes later you'll be smashed into a wall. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Very 80s, like typical 3-box car. Now, I believe this was sold in the US under the Alliance brand. And it may even have been branded a Renault in the end, because like in the 80s, Renault did something very weird. They partnered with AMC, who were the what they I think at the time in the 80s they owned Jeep, and then they had the AMC brand, and they were responsible for things like the Pacer and the Gremlin, which are like fairly infamous 70s cars, like compact cars that were just like not well received, but they have cult status now. And they also did some like fairly sort of they were one of the I think they may even have been the first car brand to do like a crossover. So they did, I think it was called the AMC. Oh god, the name has gone. I want to say Minx, but it wasn't. But they did like a range of. I think they did the 4-door sedan and a and a and an estate version, and they may have done a coupe version, but I don't think the coupe had the 4-wheel drive. But they did literally do like a full-on lifted 4-wheel drive version, exactly like you'd see a Audi, what are they called? Audi Allroad and the Volvo Subaru Outback. Super, what the Jesus Christ. Subaru Legacy Outback and the Volvo. What the hell do they call the Volvo one? XC. No, is it an XC or is it something else? The jacked up versions of the Volvo estates they do. The XCs are the oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is XC. Oh, I don't know. But you know what I mean. And they were doing that in the 80s. But they were basically terminally bankrupt. And then they did a merge. I don't know if they did it was a merger with Renault or there was like just some kind of, well, it was called the Alliance. And this car, I'm sure, got sold in America. And that was like very late in the day. So like by the end of the 80s, they were like on death's door. But they owned Jeep, and I think Jeep were quite popular and big, and they got sold to Chrysler as a result of them going bankrupt. And Renault would in this alliance where they were just sort of selling. I think it was the Renault 9. They were also selling the Renault 11 or something. They were selling over there. And then I think this was the last model they tried. I think it was they basically ditched the AMC name and just called it Alliance. And then I think they tried selling it as a Renault, and it was just this. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a sad car. Oh, sad car. Miat. It's the only French word I know. No, I don't. I also know bonjour. Oh, where? Oh. Oh, no. This is a front-wheel drive car, I think. Oh, but the tracking's not off yet, I don't think. Is it a front-wheel drive car? I'm sure it's a front-wheel drive car. I don't think Renault would have been making a rear-wheel drive by this point in their history. Well, I'm going to take the picture now before the car gets more ruined. I mean, it's not going to look great from this angle, but let's see. Maybe if I mess around with the... Poor Renault. Pull a little bit out. Maybe if I do it from this angle, it won't look so bad. I'll do a... Oh no, that's too much. Yeah, it needs to be more like that. Yeah. Right, time of day. And I get it just a bit more orangey. There we go. Some direction. Oh. I want some drama there. That'll do. Right, and camera speed, yeah, and then I'll do depth of field. I'll do focus distance. Yes, the car one. There we go. There we go. I think I think. Oh, they'll have to do. I mean, I've really got no idea if I'm going fast or not in this car because it doesn't feel very doesn't feel fast. Well, no, it kind of does. Like I don't know. You know what? To be honest, I think all the cars feel fast, even when they're going at 40 miles an hour. I have to say, one thing I dislike about racing games is how they don't give you a sense of speed until you're going like 100 miles an hour. When you're in a real car, driving down the street, I mean, it depends on the width of the street, to be honest. Like, if I'm driving down like a residential street at 30 miles an hour, I feel like I'm going very fast. Because everything's very narrow, there's buildings on either side, and if I'm going down a motorway at 30 miles an hour, I literally feel like I could get out and walk faster. And then there's urban roads that are like, particularly in Spain, where there's lots of like new neighborhoods on the outskirts of towns, and they have like big wide roads, but they're very slow speed because they're near schools and stuff, and they are painful to drive down. But this is kind of, I don't know, because when you're driving in a game, you don't have that sense of space. Like I'm only on a 27-inch monitor. So I don't know if I've got like, I don't know if I feel like I'm going fast or not. I feel like I'm going fast, but I don't know if I am. But also part of it's the sound, because like I've just got the revs constantly really high up. So, as I say, this car is inordinately easy to control, even though I've mashed up the front, because the tracking is off. But even with it, I wonder if it's got power. Like I wonder if it's got power steering, because. Even though the wheels are off skew and it's pulling to the right, it's not hard to control. Now, like, full disclosure, I don't know if the person who modelled this has like modelled the physics of it particularly deeply, or whether they just took the base of like an Ibishu or whatever and based it on that. But it's a very boring car to drive, I'll say that much. But it in the sense that it's easy, which actually boring it may be, but I prefer an easy car to a really difficult car. Nothing scares me more than like a car that's unpredictable. This one is, you know, pretty. Well, I don't want to say boring, but well, I've already said boring. It is pretty boring, yeah. But it goes where you want it to go, and it's only when you really. But the only reason I smash it up so badly is because, as you know, I'm a poor judge of the speed and the tightness of a curve. So I may have gone around this track like hundreds of times, but put me in a new car and I'm still going to be like, oh, I can get around this corner easily at 100 miles an hour. No, I can't. Ooh, gosh, yeah. Now we see on a straight, it really wants to pull. Come on. Well, we're not going to be 10 minutes in this. I need to start thinking what I'm going to drive next. We might be 11 minutes, but we'll see. Because there's still time to go. If we beat 11 minutes, then I think we've beaten the Insignia. But like I said, I don't think we are going to. Because I've got to get round a couple of tightish corners, but then a very tight corner. Oh. Whoop. No! Oh, so close. Oh, this car is full on mad. The thing is, I just keep smashing into the same side. Six. Oh, 11. 2 seconds short. That's not too bad though, because I think that puts me above. What was this one? This was the that's the BMW Compact. Now that was a pretty sturdy little machine, and this is the this is the S Class, and that's the Peugeot Partner slowly getting pushed down to 10th place, and then 10th place was the Suzuki Ignis that I did last time, which I thought was a pretty damn good time for a car like that. Change configuration, so okay, missed out on the top 5. I need to think. I need to think. One with small cars, one with small base model cars, they just don't have the speed, regardless of how well I drive. But then the bigger ones are like, you know, a handful, and I tend to crash them. Oh, I've got Fiesta. I could do Fiesta. Fiesta's a good driving car. I could do Dacia Duster actually, couldn't I? Oh no, that's Renault, isn't it? I don't want to do 2 Renaults in a row. Oh, I didn't have a Nissan somewhere. I had a Nissan somewhere. Where's that Nissan gone? Should be somewhere here. Oh, actually, Mercedes B-Class, I think. That must be a good one. But where's that Nissan? Oh, there it is. Oh, it looks sporty like that, but I think there's a base model. Well, there's a really tatty base model, and there's this one. That's probably the more base model-y. Ooh, should I do that one or should I do... I think this... what was the other one I was going to do? Oh, the Mercedes. I'm going to do Mercedes. Yeah, let me do the Mercedes B-Class. I think, yeah, the base model is a diesel. Yeah. Alright, we'll give this one a go. I'm not expecting it to be fast or anything, but, you know. So that's a Renault and a Mercedes. Yeah. And this is a 1.6 diesel. We'll see. We'll see. I have no expectations, if I'm honest with you, but we'll see. I mean, maybe. I mean, it is a Mercedes, so maybe it'll drive nicely for an MPV. And you can see who this is from. That's the person who made it. So I'll have the link below. I can't remember the Renault one. I don't think the Renault one was a paid one. It definitely wasn't. This one I can't remember if it was optional paid or not. Because on some people's Ko-Fi pages, sometimes it's pay if you want, and then other times it's you have to pay if you want things. But then some people will have both types, so they'll have some that are free and some that are optional pay, and then some that are pay. And then in those cases, it sometimes depends. Sometimes I'll buy one and then download 2. Just to see if, like, because sometimes, you know, you never know if the quality's going to be good. I mean, this one is it's handling realistically how I would expect an MPV to handle. And the interior is well modeled, exterior is well modeled. It's got like a nice, I say nice, but I mean, I suppose what I mean is like accurate, sort of ordinary car feel to it. Like, you know, if you just drive a regular car, the way the steering snaps back, but it's kind of like softly. And the wind noise is such a like, it's got a refined engine, but at high speeds you can hear wind noise. That's a very modern thing. Because like that Renault, you couldn't hear the wind noise because the engine's so loud. But now the cars have refined engines that are quiet and lots of cabin insulation, you don't hear engine noise anymore, but you do still hear wind noise. can't be a rear-wheel drive car. This feels, well, you know what? It feels sort of like oddly easy to drive, as if it should be a rear-wheel drive car, because it's very well balanced for an MPV. It's not fast though. I mean, you can tell. I mean, you can obviously tell. This isn't fast. Like, but maybe it's not too. It's quite fast off the blocks, if you get what I mean. Like, because it. I mean, you don't have to be a sports car to have like fairly good acceleration. All you need to do is be a light car that's small with a decent engine, and you can have very good acceleration. Obviously, you'll not reach the top speed of like a Ferrari or something, but you can get by just being a small light car and with a relatively okay engine, and you'll be able to sort of accelerate pretty well. This is a diesel though, so it's got good mid-range grunt, you can tell. Oof. Okay, now let's brake. This is a nice car to drive, actually. I actually think the ones that it's kind of a weird thing. Like if you, the mods that are like really accurate, like this one and the BMW 5 Series one, the cars are easy to drive because they simulate real driving quite well. I know I said that as I smashed into a wall, but but that would happen. That's what would happen if I was driving my own car around there. Probably I'd be overconfident. Oh. Come on. Oh. Yeah, that screwed up wheel is going to cost me acceleration. Okay, I need to turn that off. I did say in a previous one I would allow myself to do it. Yeah. I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. Yeah. I do like it when like the handling is realistic, because it does make me feel like, oh, you know, if I took my car around the Nürburgring, maybe I'd be able to just about do it. But no, obviously you can see the fact that I crash even these cars. Come on. Oof. Yeah, I think I'm definitely tracking slower than the Renault. Pretty sure I'd reach the next hairpin before this time in the Renault. Renault. Alright. Oh, that's it. I need to actually put it into photo mode first. Ooh. Oh, okay, right. Field of view. Sun direction, I think like that. A little bit early in the day. Yeah, that'll do. Camera speed. Depth of field. Focus distance. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's why. There we go. I think that'll be enough. Maybe a little bit more of this. Yeah, okay. There we go. Right. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up! I mean, it is only an MPV. You know, I'm gonna have to start redoing some of the cars I've already done because now I'm just like, I feel the pain of like lost opportunity. Like this one, I reckon could have got into top 5 if I hadn't smashed it. But like you can see that like it really is struggling to accelerate. And I mean, I know it's a diesel base model, but it, oh no. Oh no, front right tyre deflated. No! It heard me complaining. I was like, oh, you want difficult? I can give you difficult. I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this with that with a deflated tyre. It seriously hampers my handling. And also speed. I'm guessing this is a front-wheel drive car because it's feeling noticeably slower. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna restart. I know I'm giving up very easily here, but forgive me. I cannot be asked to go around in a trashed Mercedes B-Class. It's a front-wheel drive car, yeah. Okay, well, it's a very well-balanced front-wheel drive car, especially for an MPV. That's Mercedes engineering for you. They can make a turd drive well. Not that I'm calling this a turd, but I mean, let's be honest. Why would you buy this? Like, you would get so much more for your money if you just bought like a Renault Scenic or something. Why buy a Mercedes people carrier? I guess because it drives nicely? But like, it's not. No one's ever going to look at you and think, "Wow, they're driving a Mercedes B-Class. What a lovely car." Sorry if I'm offending you because you bought one, but as a brand new purchase, as a second-hand purchase, yeah, fine. Because these kind of cars, any German luxury car, kind of makes sense second-hand. But as a brand new proposition, no idea why. I mean, MPVs aren't even really a thing anymore. I mean, I don't think they still make the B-Class, do they? Do they? I don't know. I doubt it. This looks like 10 years ago Mercedes. Still do the A-Class, which is still a low-riding hatchback, and then they have the GLA, which I think is the crossover version of it. So maybe like the crossover, like everyone else, the crossovers and SUVs have replaced the MPVs. Because the Renault Scenic isn't even the Espace isn't an MPV anymore. They're SUVs. I don't think the Zafira is around anymore. The C-Max doesn't seem to. I don't think that exists. It's a Cougar. You just get a Cougar if you want. You want more space for your family than a Focus. And what else? What other MPVs were there? Oh, BMW did the 2 Series, and that lasted a while actually, because you see, I still see them around. It's another one I don't get why you buy one. And Citroen had the Picasso, but all the I don't think they do a Picasso anymore. And they just do the Aircross, which is an SUV. And Peugeot did a 5008 was an MPV, but then and that was like 15 years ago, I think. Oh god. Sorry. Sorry, that one probably went right down the microphone. But I can't be. I'm not going to be able to asked to edit it out. So you're just going to have to cope with my apology. Now, come on. Come on, Luke. You can do this, and you can not smash it. The Renault Scenic created the whole MPV thing in oh, no, wait, let me try and think about it. So MPV 7-seaters and stuff, that was the Renault Espace. Like in the America it was like the Chrysler wagon or whatever. Or I think Mitsubishi Space Star as well, that was kind of America and Europe. But in Europe the one that like is considered to have started was the Renault Espace. And then there was also I don't know, yeah, that was kind of it. And then there was some random Toyota things, or like vans, and then there was a Ford Galaxy that was supposed to be a lot more sporty, I suppose, because it was based on a Mondeo. And then that was shared with the Volkswagen Sharon and the what was the other one? Oh, it was a Seat version as well. Can't remember what that one was called though. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. They're always named after Spanish towns, so it'll be something. But yeah, those are gone now as well. You didn't have them. I think Volkswagen did the Touran for quite a while. Oh wait, is it the Touran or I get that confused with something else? Oh. And then yeah, like Citroen Picasso, C3 Picasso, that's not a thing anymore. Everything is just SUVs now. If you want a 7-seater, you get like a Dacia Jogger. And even that, like, that is kind of more of an MPV, but it's still styled like an SUV. What was the 7-seater I was seeing the other day? Oh, the Vox... No, not the Opel Frontier. The C3 Aircross. That's an MPV with 7 seats, but again, it's an SUV. So yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing another Mercedes like this. Look, you moron. That was completely unforced. You just decided to look at the camera. And they've ruined it. Oh. Oh, and you've proper ruined it as well. It's like full on smashed up the wheel. You moron. Okay, I'm going to try and fix it by crashing. Oh. Right. Right. One last go. And if not, I abandon this video. You'll never know about it. You don't need to see outside of the car, do you? Because you've already seen it now from like 10 different angles, smashed up. Now, come on. I'm just going to stay inside the car and I'm not going to faff around. I'm going to get around this bloody Nürburgring. Oh, we're already 34 bloody minutes into this video and I haven't even not sure I've even made it halfway around in this bloody BMW, in this Mercedes yet. Come on, show what you can do, B-class. And I should also probably not crash you, because I'm pissing around with the camera. It's just I just worry that it gets boring just watching me drive internally like this, but it is what it is. Come on. Go, 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 go. I've got this vague hope that if I win the lottery, I will... I certainly won't be getting a Mercedes B-Class. I don't think I'll get Mercedes, actually. But I think I would get, like, a Mazda. I wouldn't want to give away the idea that I'm too rich. So it couldn't be a BMW or Mercedes. It'd have to be something... Maybe a Volvo or a stretch. But I think like a Mazda, like that big one they do, is it CX-7 or something? Really chunky big thing. I quite like the look of it. And I'm not sure I even like the look of it. I just like that it's so, it looks comfortable and nice for long trips. Which is what I really like having a car for. Although I do drive a fair amount to go to and from work, so I have to drop the dog off at a daycare thing, and so now I have to do the whole bloody morning commute, like in an opposite direction to the way that I usually have to go. So I have to like drive out a little bit, drop her off, and then come back, and it's just the worst in the mornings. Like Madrid generally has lots and lots of roads, so it's a very car-friendly city, but that obviously means there's lots of traffic, which means it's not car-friendly. That's the illogical way that planning for cars works. You can't make a car-friendly city, because by doing a car-friendly city, you'll just make more cars, and it will become unfriendly. It's why like the cities with the worst problems are the cities that have tried to build their way out of traffic. Tell you now, every morning I have to drive past this junction that ideally I would use, and it would save me about, if things were clear both routes, it would probably save me about 5-ish minutes, maybe 10, but it won't save me any time. It'll just keep me locked in a queue nowadays, because it's like 3 lanes merging down to 1 to join a motorway. And so that obviously means that those 3 lanes are just full of cars, all trying to merge down to the one that enters the motorway. It just doesn't work. It's not nice. So I have to go through like the residential neighborhoods full of people taking their kids to school, which is a nightmare. I wish I could drive like this. Sometimes you have to. I mean, not on like residential streets, but like on the motorway, you really do have to like put your foot down to try and overtake people, even though you don't want to overtake them. But because they're just in that sort of like, you know, people who just hang out in the middle lane, driving below the speed limit, and you're like, why? Because I don't want to undertake you, but at the same time, like, you're literally 15 to 20 kilometers below the speed limit, and there's no reason for you to be. You have to speed up to overtake them on the left, and then it's just a faff. Come on. The reason why, sometimes I find that if I talk, it actually keeps me more focused. But then other times, I think it distracts me. It's kind of like, am I talking the sort of crap that just comes out And that way I can focus on the game and just let the crap come out. But then if I had to think about something, like I had to recall something specific, or like go into my memory banks for a memory that like is long buried, then I'll start getting distracted. Oh, this was probably the same bit where I smashed it up last time, and I'm still making those mistakes. Okay, so we're on this hill, this protracted uphill, but we are also in a diesel, so we should have the pulling power to not lose too much acceleration, you'd think. Oh, yeah. Well, I recently completed a road trip to Granada and back to Madrid, so it's not like an epic road trip. It's like, 3 hours either way. Um, but it's left me. I like my little Seat Arona. It does well. It's comfortable enough, but I think something chunkier, softer suspension would do. This is the thing. See, this is the thing. Everyone's just like, oh, because Spanish roads are all modern and nice. It's like lots of them are, but then lots of them are also quite old, and they are just as bad as UK roads, bumpy and um and noisy, very badly. Like the surfaces are starting to wear away, and all of that. And for some reason, the roads to like some of the main motorways. So God, the one to like Galicia in the northwest, has like massive chunks missing. Like has like entire stretches where like the speed limit is like 40 kilometers less because otherwise your suspension will just be ruined. And then to the south is similar, not as bad, but it has a lot of patchiness, like where you're on really old surfaces that make so much road noise. And like literally to the point that when you pass over onto a smoothie, you're like, oh my god, has the engine started? Something happened. Why is it going so quiet? So yeah, I think maybe something like a Citroen, because they have very smooth suspension apparently. Problem with Seat, I think, is just that it just has that stiffer, sportier suspension, and I think, yeah, I don't want that. I want cushiony, softy. I also wouldn't mind like an armchair type situation, like you got a huge armrest in the centre. The one in the Seat's only really good for somewhere to put your elbow when you're like waiting to change gear. That's about it. But I want like a proper armchair car. Preferably with air conditioned seats as well. That's another reason why I like that Mazda. Has air conditioning in the seats, which I think is fucking amazing. Oh, come on! Where are we? Oh, I see where we are. Yes, I see. Oh yeah, and I'm hoping to have the whole chance of us getting under 10 minutes, but maybe we can. Right, there we go. Oh, okay, we got the lift off. Yeah, we want to be about this height. We want to go forward a bit and forward a bit. Now let's zoom in a bit. I think that lighting is pretty good as well, actually. But I might change it anyway to give it some nicer colours. Ooh, that's more like it, yeah. Time of day, a little bit. Oh yeah, that gives it a bit more depth, I think. Camera speed, let's do that. Oh, let's do blue. No, not blue. We want depth of field. We want aperture to be more like this. We want far blur. We want near blur. Okay, and then I might bring the aperture down a bit. Okay, normal. Aperture down a bit more, maybe. Yeah, normal. There we go. Right. Oh, Luke, you moron. Oh, I screwed it up well. No, I'm gonna have to turn them off. Okay. Damn it, this is the one bit where like just being able to get up to speed would have made a difference. Oh well, as long as we can still get to about 120, we might be able to beat 11. Come on, Mercedes diesel engine. You can do better than this. Oof. I swear to God, when I've got more space, I'm gonna have a bloody wheel. Force feedback. And a gear stick. And I'm gonna beat all of these times into dust. Oh, we're not gonna beat the Renault. We're going way too slow. Oh, look at that. Look at that. For what it's worth, I don't think I'd have been here if I hadn't smashed it up at the end there. I think this was just this was just too slow on the I mean, it is a Mercedes B series. I mean, maybe I thought it was a Mercedes, so you know, it'll have some grunt to it, but no, it didn't have anything. I'm gonna say 13. Oh, that's bad. So we're behind the Suzuki Ignis by 9 seconds. Behind the Octavia. Okay, that's fair enough because I'm proud of that Octavia by 3 seconds, and we are behind the. We're behind even the Lada. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're behind the Lada Riva. Oh my god. By 2 seconds. By 1.5 seconds. Oh, what are we faster than? What are we faster than? We are faster than. Oh, we're faster than the Fiat 500, which was by only zero point 0.3 of a second. But that was inordinately more fun to drive than this car was. Audi A3. That was. I don't remember if that was a fun car, but it was a solid car. 405. That was a nice car, a fun car to drive. And we were 6 seconds faster than that. Oh, the Logan, the Logan Estate. Oh, that was a fun car to drive, and nobody watched that video as well. Go watch that video. It's that and the T-Cross, and it was one of the funniest videos I did. And then what's that one? Oh, the Clio. Yeah, the Clio. That was a white car, I suppose. Um, the E30. Oh, I didn't film that one. Oh, on the Golf Mark 4, yeah, again, not good. Oh god, the T-Cross is 21. What which is the slowest still? Oh, it's the Fiat 126. Didn't film that one either. And then the Octavia, yeah. And then, I mean, the first one that I filmed, the Dacia, is like one of the slowest. So, I mean, I can say that I've improved. I just never improved as much as that bloody BMW. Somehow that Skoda in the last one is like the third best. And okay, the running 21 got to six. I'll live with that. I'll live with that, and I'll call it a day there. Thank you for watching. Yeah, as you can see, I don't know what the rhyme or reason is for why I'm better in some cars than others. I don't know how the hell I managed to be better in that Renault, which was tinny and lightweight. Well, tinny and lightweight, therefore fast. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hasta luego.